So, welcome. My name's Sarah McLean, and today I want to guide you into about a 20-minute meditation on the power of attention and loving awareness. You might have heard where someone once said, you're responsible for the energy that you bring into the room. You're responsible for the energy you bring into a conversation, into a relationship, into every space that you occupy. And sometimes I think we can outsource that. We can say, well, if only they'd behave, or if only they would do this, or if only they would do that, then I'd be okay and happier. And when I have noticed for myself, when I start calling other people they, I stop recognizing the common humanity that we all share. We all go through difficult times. We have a lot of stress in our lives for some of us. Some of us are dealing with pain or sickness or the loss of loved ones. And just in this moment, thinking of that, I want all of us, if you wouldn't mind doing so, to take a moment of silence and pray for the well-being of those people that have been affected by the earthquake and the families of those people who have died in Turkey and Syria. Thousands of people perished over the last day or so. And so let's just take a moment and pray for the health and well-being of those who have survived and the end of their suffering. And while you're at it, why don't you say a little prayer for yourself? May I be happy. May I be free from suffering. May I know peace. You can open your eyes if they've been closed. Thank you for joining me in that. Whether you're listening to this on a recording or you're here live, at every turn, there seems to be some suffering that we become aware of through the media or through our friends and family. So it's always okay to stop and say a prayer, even if there's nothing else you can do. So, in terms of your resilience and responsibility for bringing your energy into a space, one thing I've noticed with meditation is it's a practice for how we live our lives. Meditation can fundamentally change your life, but what it really gives us an opportunity to do is to dive deep within and connect to who we really are, rather than waiting for other people to change. We start taking more responsibility for the energy we bring into the room, for our listening, for our speaking, and for how and what we pay attention to. And at any moment, we can change our attention. If you look around your room, you might notice a dominant color. In my case, it looks maybe like yellow or orange. And you could do the same in your room. Look for that dominant color. And then look for a different color. Like in my case, I'll look for blue. And all of a sudden I see them on the shelf over here, or I see them on the computer and the different buttons or the post-it notes I have on my desk. So I can shift what I'm looking for at any time. The dominant story can tend to overwhelm, but you can say, okay, I'm going to look for love. I'm going to look for peace. I'm going to look for blue or yellow or whatever it may be, but I'm going to look for the way that life loves me and everyone else. So each one of us has the ability to hone the power of our attention. And as I said, in meditation, we're training our brains and training our attention so that we're more in charge of it, that we don't get whipped around by the horrors or the surprises or the sickness or the suffering or the anger or the envy. We can reclaim our attention in any moment. It doesn't mean we stop feeling what we're feeling. It's that we get to reclaim it. So today's meditation is going to be on the power of attention, as I said, and also the source of your attention. Think about it for a moment. Where does your attention arise from? Is it your brain? Is it your body? Who is it that's looking out of your eyes? Who is it that's really listening right now? There is this awareness. This awareness is in you, it's in me, it's in all living things, truly. And for a moment now, think about or bring to mind or heart someone that absolutely loves you. Could be a pet, a dog, a cat, a bird, a horse. Could be the tree outside. It could be a family member, or a friend, or a partner, or child. So think about the way you feel and even invite that feeling in right now of how it feels to be in the presence of someone who unconditionally loves you, unconditionally lets you be who you are, unconditionally is present for you, and they don't have to do anything. It's just their loving awareness brings you to life and brings to life the best part of you. Well, you've got that same loving awareness, and that's what we'll be connecting to today. So for 20 minutes or so, we'll be meditating. We'll be starting with a body and breath awareness practice, and then move into a practice that I love, and it's from some of you know Ram Dass. He wrote the book Be Here Now, and his sequel was Be Love Now. And that's one of my favorite books. And before we do that, some of you know I like to always review the 5 essentials, and Sue mentioned one of them is to maintain a beginner's mind, even if you've meditated every single day for 30 years, like I have, almost every single day. I always start with a beginner's mind. I still get a little eager or anxious when I'm here in front of you teaching, even though I've done it every day for years. And so I bring a beginner's mind to my practice, and I invite you to do the same thing, which means let go of expectations. Be kind to yourself. Be that loving awareness toward yourself that you can probably offer to anyone around you. Third, don't try to have a certain experience. Instead, have the one you're having. I'm just going to warn you now, there's a dog looking at my neighbor's dog. He really likes to meditate with us, but sometimes he barks. So if we hear that, we're going to welcome that experience too. He's looking right through my window. Um, Let me see what else. Don't try to have a certain experience, and let's stick with the practice. So if you get off caught off guard, like a dog barking or somebody walking into your room, or you have a pain in your back, or somebody is making noise somewhere, and you have a thought that's disturbing you, just come back to the practice again and again. And that is what we do in meditation. And that is what changes the way we interface with our lives. We practice with our eyes closed. We come out of meditation with kind of a newfound experience of peace and bliss, hopefully. That's my intention for you. So I'm going to invite you to get comfortable where you are. Hopefully you've done that, and let go of any tension you might be holding in your shoulders. Soften your face, and if you'd like to close your eyes, you can do that, or you can gaze softly towards your hands or on the ground. Begin to invite some deeper breaths, ideally through your nose, breathing slowly and deeply in and slowly and fully out. This invites your body to relax. Taking 3 long, slow, deep breaths at your own pace. And then letting your breath return to its natural rhythm and depth, as we'll do throughout this practice. And as you sit here, you might have an intention that's very prominent in your awareness. Maybe it's an intention for this practice or for your life. Take a moment now and acknowledge this desire, which is not accidental. and letting that go for now. Begin to welcome everything that you hear. Practicing receiving everything, resisting nothing, and welcoming all the sounds near and far in your environment. Now begin to welcome the sensations that you feel. The sensations of sitting right here, your feet on the floor, where your body meets the chair or the cushion. Noticing the sensations in your hands. See if you can welcome everything you feel, whether you deem it unpleasant or pleasant. Moving beyond the judgment into the actual sensation. Tingling or warmth, coolness, lightness. Adjusting your posture if you'd like, just some micro adjustments to get just a little more comfortable. As you now tune into the sensation of breathing. Sometimes when you put your attention on your breath, it can shift and change its depth or its rhythm. So let it be as it is. No need to control or regulate anything in this moment. The breath might get faster or slower or deeper or shallower. Simply let it be as it is. Let the whole body be as it is as you notice the way the body moves with the breath. We'll be bringing in a mantra in English. It is I am loving awareness. I am loving awareness. I am loving awareness. Dwelling with this non-judgmental awareness as you become aware of the body and the breath, and loving everything that you are aware of in this moment. Staying right here. Loving the space you're in. Loving your body. Loving the people or beings in the other room or neighbors. When you notice you're moving your attention into the future or the past, see if you can bring it right here with the I am loving awareness. In fact, your attention, this unadulterated attention, is love. Whatever you're aware of, love is the bridge between you and everything. As you get distracted, come on back to this mantra. You can love that you've been distracted and then come right back here where your life is, loving what you hear, loving what you feel, loving what you see if your eyes are open. If your mind drifts off, come on back here, remembering to be kind to yourself, to be kind to your mind, to be kind to your body. If you've got any kind of discomfort, perhaps direct your attention without any judgment to those areas in your body that are calling you, remembering that attention is love. We'll dwell together in this field of love for a few minutes in silence, remembering the mantra, I am loving awareness. And now you can let go of that mantra and rest in the stillness with your eyes closed, as still as a still pond. Letting the mind be still. And we'll introduce another practice here. It's called a Sutra practice, where you imagine a pebble being tossed into the pond and the ripples extending beyond the boundaries of that one spot, radiating out. And the pebbles in this case will be intentions. And the pond is your heart and mind. We'll repeat each intention 4 times. And if you like, you can even draw your attention to your heart center. The first intention is peace. 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 The next intention is harmony. Harmony in your mind and body, and harmony between you and all living things. And at your own pace, toss that harmony intention into the stillness of your mind and heart 4 times. The next sutra that we're going to stitch into the silence is laughter, or if you prefer, joy. Do this at your own pace, repeating it 4 times. The next is love. Stitching the intention for love, being loved, loving, more love into the heart and mind. Repeating it 4 times. And if there's another intention you'd like to practice with, I invite you to do that now. Keep it simple. Toss it into the pond. And begin with your eyes closed to give yourself some deeper breaths through your nose. And perhaps you make a commitment to yourself to remember that you are loving awareness and that you can begin at any time, if there's a little disturbance in that field of yours, to set your dial to love. There's no need to wait for anyone else to change or anything else to change. And as our meditation comes to an end, I invite you to notice how you're feeling in this moment, bringing that loving awareness to yourself and appreciating yourself for spending this time creating a little more peace on this planet. Before you open your eyes, I invite you to put your hands together, letting your thumbs touch your heart center, and bow to the loving awareness that lives through you as you, honoring that essential aspect of who you really are. That's what namaste really means, is I honor the love that lives through you as you, that lives through me as me. I invite you to open your eyes if you like, and offering that blessing, offering that awareness, and remembering the namaste can happen whether you're doing this or just walking through the world at the grocery store, at the bank, or in your neighborhood. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for making the world a more beautiful, loving place. It is up to each one of us.